there's no such thing as healing. That's right. There is no such thing as inner healing. I know that this sounds absolutely crazy, and you're probably a little bit triggered, maybe not. But I'm going to explain to you from a spiritual and energetic standpoint why the whole idea of healing has gone way too far. And in fact, it's not actually helping you expand. It's holding you back. So here's the thing. When it comes to trauma, so many of us have gone through these really challenging experiences in our lives, and that has shaped the way that we see ourselves and the way that we see the world and what is truly possible for us. A lot of us carry these blockages or limitations, maybe patterns on a subconscious level that don't really allow us to express ourselves in the healthiest or most authentic or, expansive way. And that's fair. But here's the thing about the soul. The soul is not broken. The soul is whole. You didn't come into this world broken. There's nothing to fix. And every single time you tell yourself, I need to heal, you are signaling to your subconscious that there is something wrong with you. And what happens through that is that you get caught up in the loop of what we call the trauma identity. The trauma identity is the person who is so addicted to fixing something within herself over and over again because it gives her meaning. It gives her a sense of familiarity, validation. That every time she solves that next problem that shows up within herself, the thing that she needs to heal, then she is finally good enough. She's rewarded. It's like an achievement. And a lot of us get caught up in this loop. And we think that there's something wrong with us, or when it's not, we end up creating something that's wrong with us on a subconscious level because we're trapped in that cycle. When you think about a child that came into the world, I want you to imagine yourself as a baby. Do you think there was anything wrong with you? When you came in to the world, a soul who has embodied a human, would you look at that baby and say, oh, well, that baby needs to heal. That baby's got some trauma to clear? No. The first breath you took as a human being was you in your complete essence, your wholeness. You were free, you were liberated, you were abundant, you were provided for, you were taken care of, you were loved unconditionally. You didn't second guess yourself, you didn't feel unworthy as a baby. There was nothing wrong with you, nor did you perceive there to be anything wrong with yourself. But then you grew up and you took on other people's projections and fears and problems and beliefs and stories and emotions, what your parents told you, what your school told you, the experience of, somebody breaking up with you and that suddenly meant something about you. You experienced all of these things where you then created stories about what they mean about you. But they're not the truth. They don't actually mean anything about you. The real you, your soul self, because your soul self is already complete. She's already whole. She is love. She is abundance. She is worthy. She is connection. She doesn't have to heal herself in order to obtain those things. She already is the frequency of that. Because the soul is connected to the entire universe. You are the entire universe. And the entire universe is so abundant. The entire universe is the frequency of love. It's all the things that you are. And so you didn't come into this world to heal yourself. You came into this world to remember yourself. And all the experiences that you had throughout your childhood and your upbringing that almost had you disconnected from that wholeness, they served a purpose. They acted as a mirror. We call this contrast. The soul's contrast is seeing what it's not in order to remember yourself. In other words, there cannot be light without darkness. There cannot be your wholeness without challenges. So you had to go through all these experiences, not because it broke you down, but because it prepared you to remember who you really are, to come home to yourself. It gets to be a reunion. And a lot of people, they get caught up in that trauma identity because it actually gives them a hit of something. We fix ourselves, and therefore now we can finally be worthy. Let me tell you what pattern that resembles. I need to earn love. I need to earn worthiness. I need to earn success. I need to earn that healthy relationship. Therefore, if I fix this part of me, then I can finally be worthy of those things. But the soul has nothing to fix. The soul simply says, I gave you a series of challenges, not so you could stay stuck in them and try to dismantle them and figure out what parent did what to you and what childhood experience caused this problem, and all the reasons we create and we stay stuck in this loop of, they all become these never-ending stories that we tell about ourselves and about our lives. We create these traumatic stories. We get addicted to them because they give us meaning about ourselves. It's an identity that we've developed that gives us importance. Oh, look at me, I went through this thing. And here's the thing, this is not to take away from the fact that you had challenging experiences. I've gone through a series of challenging experiences. The first half of my entire life was nothing short of traumatic. From growing up in dysfunction and abuse to being a refugee and living in extreme poverty. But here's the thing. I decided that those stories don't mean anything about who I really am underneath those experiences. They mean nothing about me because who I really am underneath those experiences, those challenges, is someone who is whole and powerful and complete and unstoppable because I am the entire universe. I am a living, breathing miracle. So there's nothing wrong with you. You are not broken. There is nothing to fix. You are simply here to remember. Remember your power. Remember your truth. The truth that you have been everything you are searching for. You have always been all that you have ever wanted. Inside of you, right here, right now. All you need to do is activate and awaken that part of you. And let her lead the way. Embody her, become her. This is the higher self. You have this in you. But you are simply being called to remember her. To remember your light. to remember your wholeness. If you guys want to take this work one step further, then go ahead and book a complimentary breakthrough call using the link in the description. And let's see if we're aligned to work together on this journey. And if not, that's okay too. I love you guys so much. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this to activate you into your power, into your wholeness, into your remembrance. That's all your soul craves. And I am here to be the mirror, reflecting back to you what you truly are.